All right, I have two carbon bows here. This is the Carbon Knight from Bowtech, and this was probably one of the most affordable, if not the most affordable, carbon bows that came out at its time. And it's still obviously highly available on the used market. There's also been upgrades like the Carbon Overdrive. There's also been the Carbon Rose, the women's version, and so forth. This bow was around $500, $600 ducked out, while this bow here, the Carbon Air, and Hoyt's versions, Spiders, and things like that, these were all $1,000 plus bows. This one, MRSP, is around $1,500. So why is this one so much cheaper than this one? Obviously it has to do something with the manufacturing. I understand that the carbon is infused in a mold, while this one lays down fibers. But am I going to miss that? So I'm going to shoot both of these bows through the chronograph and give you my impressions. The Carbon Knight, for the most part, was the replacement for Bowtech's Assassin. The Bowtech Assassin, which I liked. So this feels a lot like it, actually, when I shoot it. So these are both 60-pound bows at 29 inches. Let's go ahead and shoot the Carbon Knight through. This is a 380 grain arrow. Excellent back wall, very solid because of the limb stops. We got 282 feet per second with a 380 grain arrow. Let me shoot again. And again, that's with a 60-pound bow. Got 290, so that's probably pretty close to what the actual speed is out of that arrow. That's a 380 grain arrow at 60 pounds, 29 inches. Let's go ahead and try the Carbon Air. Feels like this one's probably a little bit better set up. It has my, because actually this is the one I'm planning to keep. But both of these bows essentially weigh the same. This feels a little bit more, well, they feel solid. Both of them feel pretty solid in my hands. Let's go ahead and shoot this one through. The draw cycle I like a little better on this one. And we're getting substantially faster speeds. That's 303 feet per second with the same arrow. So automatically, the Carbon Air is a faster bow than the Carbon Knight, but you are paying a lot more for it. Really like these HD cams. Let's go ahead and shoot it again. So I think the Carbon Air is an awesome bow. Is $1,000 more awesome? That's something every individual has to decide for themselves. Draw cycle is beautiful. I would say it's a little better actually. This is the 409 grain arrow for the Carbon Knight. I mean this bow definitely feels more solid. The PSE Air does feel more solid. But I'll be honest with you, this Carbon Knight is not a bad bow. This really nice holds in the belly. We got 270 feet per second with that 409 grain arrow. Carbon Air, that same arrow. Again, it's 60 pounds, 29 inches for all these bows. Probably a little stiffer up front. It drops off nicer into the valley than the Bowtech did. You can see the valley is just a little shorter on this one. That's kind of typical for PSE. And we got around 282. Let me hit it again. 285. So we're talking 10 to 12 feet per second faster for this bow than that bow with the same exact specs. So again, it's $1,000 more between these two bows. Worth that. And now you can start buying these Carbon Knights probably for $300 or $400 used. And because they don't really make the new ones anymore. Anyway, I like this bow a lot. You can see the lip pockets are more superior. They got titanium and everything. So I guess the question is, would you spend $1,000 more between these two different bows if you got them both new? I would say that might be hard to justify. I think this bow does shoot a little bit nicer and it is faster. But the fact that the Carbon Knight could come at such a great price point is a real testament to Bowtech. And I would find this bow great to shoot and keep. I'd probably use it as a winter bow and possibly for bow fishing. I wouldn't take my Carbon Air bow fishing. This is just spending too much money on that bow. This one's decked out already, so it's not fair to compare the two directly on the weight. But they're both around the same weight. This is a pretty impressive bow for what you're spending on and what practically it does. It would be hard to justify not getting something like this. Some people might argue that the carbon isn't the same. It's more of a infused plastic kind of thing is what I've been told. While this one's actual fibers. Obviously I take more pride and ownership in this bow. But yeah, if you were a budget-minded person, I would probably be just fine with this. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Probably more sane to do that. Anyway, Carbon Air actually impressed me quite a bit. Reminds me a lot of the Bowtech Assassin, just a little bit slower than the Carbon Air. Carbon Air is really an amazing bow just for the technology behind it. Titanium bolts and things that you don't find on this. So there's definitely a lot more money that goes into this bow. But they both send an arrow downrange. So it's something you'll have to decide for. Obviously, I have a lot of pride and ownership of this, but the more I shoot this, the more I think, oh, this is a cool backup kind of bow. But you're paying for that extra bit. You're going to kill deer either way with either one of these bows. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and take care.